here, like always crying, So I say, Mom, I'm the champ now.
Everybody, I come in for everybody. Kill everybody. I'm the champ. I'm the king. Get everybody.
On May 1st, 1994, Khamzat Chimaev was born. Before he was a UFC middleweight champion, before he was dubbed unstoppable, and before tearing apart any and all competition, everything from the day he was born to the man he is today started here in Chechnya, Russia, a place that reflects his attitude in the cage, or rather, the other way around.
I grew up in my village, some small village. Like, it was tough time when I was young. When I remember that stuff, it was after the war. I come to this world when it's World War, and yeah, it was a hard time without food, and not nice time was that.
Kids don't know what is it war. It's when you're a kid, it's become first day is hard, makes you scared. Second day, like start to become a normal. Then you think in all the world is like that,
Some of my friends find and they get killed because they couldn't use that things, like many kids die like that, and yeah, I was everywhere military, like come to your house and check your house and everything. And always was like, I was kid, was nervous and didn't know how I expect these things, like always everyone was, you look at that, everyone is scared and stressed,
Nothing short of humble beginnings, he was born into the First and Second Chechen War. From 1994 to 2009, the war lasted. Torture, massacres, chaos ran rampant, and from the age of 2, Khamzat had to learn early that life isn't fair. That scar emerged from falling down a flight of stairs that left his lip ripped, knocked out teeth, and a broken nose. Even till this day, he still has trouble breathing out his right nostril. As he continued to grow, he started wrestling at the age of 5, culturally common there, but what he didn't know was that it would lay the foundation for a fire that couldn't be put out. Eventually winning a bronze medal at the Russian National Junior Championship, the harshness of life was far from done with him.
Right? It's like, come back to my 14 years old. Like, I had this surgery. 1 month I couldn't eat and drink. I had them like on my nose, something. They put like not food, like some, like drops, and they put them IV from my nose under my stomach. And I had this one, open and close. Every day they open, clean and close.
Who knows what kept him pushing? The future was bleak. Maybe the struggle is what molded him, but the light in his eyes never dimmed. And at the age of 18, the need for a better life brought him and his family to Sweden, a move that would forever change his life. With his older brother, his mother, and one of his sisters, they moved to a 2-bedroom apartment. There he continued his wrestling part-time. But the need to provide for himself and his family took priority. He worked security and also a poultry factory for 2 to 3 years. In that time, he would go on jogs, see large houses, and compare it to where he lived. He always felt like he was destined for something more. A direct quote, I was working every week, 6 days a week, all week. After, I would go to the gym, then wrestling, and home. 2 years, it was so boring to me, and inside I felt I was built for something special. I wasn't happy with work, getting money, paid every month, the same money. End quote.
Always like inside in me, I'm gonna find some ways like make my life is better, So I always was thinking, always was working and doing something, and I never stopped.
Then it happened, the final spark.
Relaxed and smiling. Oh no! He slapped him! Conor McGregor is the new UFC featherweight champion of the world! Oh!
I see the guys like knock him out. I was thinking, if that guy did that, why I'm not then do it? I'm like mentally, I'm stronger than him. My body is bigger than him, And I was feeling, if at that time just meet him outside, I can break him. If he makes that money, why not me? Why I can't do it? Everything. I'm fighter. I'm warrior. I'm found something inside. And I feel that when I was born, all the time I feel like something special inside in me, and how to just take out it somewhere, find some way and to take out this and show to the people. And
his inspiration ran deep. His brother Artur was hesitant for him to leave his jobs, but Khamzat had a dream, and his transition to MMA officially started.
All the dark times makes you a stronger man. So I like to be going through a lot of tough things.
During this time, he won 3 national Swedish championships in freestyle wrestling, and his mind was made. To be the best, you have to train with the best, and he took the route of joining the All-Star Gym, where Alexander Gustafsson trained.
So how long did you live here?
Almost 3 years.
2 years in that room.
Yeah.
Quite literally living in the gym. He trained 4 times a day, and he would slowly earn a reputation in the gym for beating some of the more experienced guys. His amateur career began, and how'd it go?
Very intelligent.
Changes levels and looks for that takedown again, and got the 2 hands clasped, goes high, and he's gonna run over to his corner.
Oh, he went full like
Destruction. And one fateful day at the park, he got the call.
Manager called me. I was in the park just thinking about what should I do next step for me, and now Corona, all this thing, the world gonna go down.
Yeah.
And like, said, oh, I don't know what to do now. And he calls me, it's UFC, man. I said, no joke with me, man, come on. He said, come to the hotel.
Whether he knew it or not, his life growing up is what made him unbreakable. And just like that, his reign began.
Nothing big different, but I'm right now a UFC fighter. I wasn't that time a UFC fighter. Like now I realize I can be a champion. Now I know I'm already there. So, but that time it was my dream. Just maybe should do that. So I could do it. I'm gonna try, and went to try and happen. You know, never try, never know.
Khamzat's first fight was against John Phillips, a 22-9 fighter. He finished him in dominant fashion, but this wasn't the last you heard of him for the year, because unlike any fighter the UFC had seen before, at the time he made the quickest turnaround and returned 10 days later and finished Reese McKee in the first round. 2 months passed, and now all eyes are on him. And what does the UFC think they're giving him? A crafty vet meant to be his toughest fight.
Smash your face. How are we gonna stop that?
I'm sure you think.
How are we gonna stop that, yo?
Look, I'm expecting him to be tough. I'm expecting him to try and oppose his will and be very mentally strong, but in any of his fights that I've seen, he hasn't met real resistance.
Annihilated. With one-punch KO power and the ability to look as dominant as Khabib, the MMA world was ecstatic. But the small reminder that Khamzat got as a kid has come back to haunt him. While the MMA community was expecting his next fight, Khamzat was fighting for his life. Despite his condition, he still trained. High fever, coughing up blood, and at the time even have an ambulance come for him at the gym. Not knowing whether he was going to live or not, how far can one take himself? And even the toughest show humanity.
Time you said that you wanted to retire, like is there like a lot of ups and downs mentally with being a fighter?
Well, that time was hard, man. It's not the same when I'm healthy. You know, that time when I said that, doctor said to me, coming there, you has a cancer, man. That's why I'm said that I'm retired. I didn't know what to say to my family. I didn't know what to say to the people. Then we check again. The other doctor said, no, you don't have a cancer. And you still coughing blood. And you think, man, you're finished, you know. Still once, if doctor said something to you, is
It's in your head.
Yeah, in your head. And you still go home and you're coughing and blood. And shit,
It's
man.
like what's going on
It's tomorrow, I'm finished, man.
But as long as he knew he was going to live, this was not the last time you were going to see him. And he had a statement to make.
Khamzat Chimaev.
Hey, so what now? Say something! So what now? All you boys, this is just your
Can you guess how much significant strikes he took in his first 4 UFC fights? 1. Out of 4 fighters who trained their whole life and did relatively decent in the UFC, only 1 was able to get a significant strike off on him. We have never seen something like this before. The whole UFC was put on notice.
It's scary as hell, bro. Like I said, if I was at that weight class, like, I don't know what I'm doing, bro, because nah, son.
Khamzat Chimaev really is somebody that you need to take seriously. He's somebody that, you know, garners attention for the right reasons. Knockout power, great jiu-jitsu, strong wrestling, and the man is a psychopath.
He might be the best wrestler in the UFC. I agree with that. I think his wrestling is pretty good.
It's almost impossible to scramble with him because he does that since he was like 9 years old.
But if you've grappled a day in your life against someone who is superior to you, and you feel like a little child, and you are helpless, and there's nothing you could do besides scream and yell to get out, that's a different feeling altogether. And
меня вызывают те, которые UFC со мной не вставляют, те, которые вставляют, те бегают, не знаю, что там происходит сейчас.
As one of the most hyped, up-and-coming fighters, Khamzat wanted a war, going as far as saying, I want to go into war and feel bad in the fight. I want that. When you watch those type of fights, you feel something. My fights, I go in, no blood, no fun, nothing. 9 fights I went easy. I wanted a war with somebody. End quote. Not an easy fight, but one that was going to test him. One that was going to make him question if he was going to win or not. And in one of the most iconic and exciting fights till this day, his fight with Gilbert Burns answered that call.
I know whenever we start fighting, I saw a bully, you know. You know when you have the perception of a bully? He came and then he was, when I was walking, I saw the guy on top of the cage sitting down with Darren Till. And then I was looking at him and I said, bro, there's no way I'm gonna lose to this guy. That's when he hit me. He was hitting me during the camp because of his coach.
I do remember that.
But when I saw that guy sitting down on the cage, I remember looking and like, there's no way I'm gonna lose to this guy, bro. This guy think he got personal. Like, you think, well, I'm a clown or what? Okay, he can do something, but I'm not gonna stop him. No, there's no way. Now he turned. Now he turned something that I'm like, okay, now we're seeing.
A fight that undoubtedly taught him more than he could ever hope for, and 1 year later, the run continued. Now, as one of the scariest fighters in the UFC, he is a man, a person before all. With a wife and a newborn kid, his mindset continued to evolve, and even now, he continues to change.
So tell me, brother, what else do you want to achieve in your life?
Well, to be a good father as my boy. Many things changed in my life when I got the kid, you know. So to think about the things where I do before 10 times I do anything, you know.
You think?
Yeah. Before it was crazy. I was just doing the things and wow, I did wrong, you know. I didn't think about it could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I just think, this good thing, I went there and could be some wrong thing I did, you know, in my life. But now you do anything before you do, like, you think about, like, if my son grow up, how he gonna see me now? How he will think about me, you know?
Yeah.
What kind of man my father is.
Популярность, я не за этим гонюсь, если честно. Я рад, что заработал эти деньги, и сейчас в голове такая каша. Моя тетя недавно умерла, и перед этим я сказал маме, я буду зарабатывать скоро большие деньги, иншаллах, все будет хорошо. Мама просто так сказала, если бы были бы у тебя сейчас эти деньги. Ну, тетя умерла, иншаллах, она в раю. И чтобы больше не допускать такого, чтобы у меня были деньги, все.
Death is just kind of like I've never, like, in these interviews, I don't really hear it get brought up so much, but you tend to bring it up on a regular basis.
No, like, I believe the guy, so I want to meet him as well. So, yeah, always people talking about the life. Life is going really fast, you know, so I'm already 31. I feels like I remember I was like 6-7 years. I think was like yesterday, you know. Mm-hmm. I have to believe God and do good things before I met him, you know. So you have to be ready for that. If you're not ready to die, when it comes, you will be scared, man.
And even building a gym in his hometown. But despite everything, the goal is and was always the same. And for that path to exist, 2 former champs stood in his way. And for that, they paid the price. And now, he's arrived at the doorsteps of the champ. To take what he fought for his whole life, his biggest test of his career, to win was to validate his existence, and for Dricus du Plessis, the champ, it was to prove that Khamzat isn't the only predator in the cage. A fight for the belt who many fans thought was a complete 50-50 fight.
The guy's special. I've been in this game my whole life. I've never seen anything like him. He's special. He's different.
You can't expect to go out there and just get a hold of Dricus, ragdoll him to the floor, and face crank him, smash his teeth in like he did to Robert Whittaker, and walk away.
That might be the worst thing he can do is if he goes, okay, I know I need to be able to fight 25 minutes with this guy, I'm going to pull back. You can't let somebody like du Plessis get into that fight and find their rhythm and start to land those weird shots and stumble into a takedown on you, get on top. He's a big, heavy, strong dude, and he's a big guy for that weight class.
Du Plessis is one of those guys, Ray, that when he says he's willing to die in the cage to get the win, he absolutely means it.
Without a doubt.
And you know, a lot of people say it, very few mean it. He means it.
And then this ended in the most dominant 5-round champion matchup in UFC history. Officially the UFC middleweight champion at age 31. It took him years to achieve this goal, and in his life and countless times he had many options to quit, and all for good reason that nobody would bat an eye to. But to him, the unknown, the fear, the questions, life would never get the best of him. Things never make sense in the beginning, but if you stick around and give faith to yourself, one may never know where they may end up.